Hey guys, this is Mama Maid. Welcome back to another Coupon Topic Tuesday. So if you're new to this type of video, I do have a playlist. I will link that down below in the description box. This is number 7 in this series. So let's go ahead and get started on today's topic. So today's topic is tips for couponing with kids along. Now, this can also be applied to just regular shopping, but some of these tips are definitely just particular to us couponers. So, my first tip for you is kind of a given. If possible, don't bring them along. If you can get by with leaving them at home with their dad or a babysitter or I don't know, but if possible, don't bring them along. Now, I know this is not always possible for me. My husband works, so when I do my weekly couponing at Giant, and it's a big trip a lot of times, I have both kids with me, so I totally understand this. It's not always possible. Thankfully, on Sundays, I'm able to leave the kids at home and go out for like an hour and a half, something like that, and get my couponing done by myself. And let me just say that's much, much, much more enjoyable to do it by myself, but that's not always the situation. And I know you guys out there as well. Some of you guys have kids with you, and that's just the way it is. Maybe you're single and they're always with you. Whatever the case may be, that's just a tip. If you can, don't bring them along. So tip number 2 is to feed them, change their diaper, have them go potty before you leave the house. This is kind of a routine for me, no matter where we go. A lot of times I like to go right after breakfast. Everyone has a fresh diaper or they went potty and they just ate their breakfast. There's no need to be hungry. Nobody should have to go to the bathroom. I know cases happen when you just have to go, but thankfully we have not had a diaper explosion or a toddler need to go to the bathroom since I don't know how long. We've been doing this for quite a while now with 2 kids, so probably about a year. So if possible, get them fed, changed, potty. Don't go out during nap time. Just try to get it done at a time where no one's tired and nobody's going to be hungry. So that's my tip number 2 for you. So tip number 3 is to be organized. You want to make your shopping trip as quick and as efficient as possible. So I like to keep my list in order of the actual store so I'm not backtracking myself and going past an aisle. Now I know if you happen to go to a different area, the stores are not laid out like this. So that becomes a problem sometimes when I need to go to a different area and shop. But that's just a tip. And then another one is to have your coupons already clipped and paper clipped and in an envelope and ready to go. Now, I always will just stop when I'm done shopping and just pull over in an aisle, maybe an aisle that the kids can look at stuff that kind of keeps their attention. And I just sort through my coupons real quick and I pull out anything I decided not to get, and then I head to the registers. Try to just have everything together as much as possible. This will help your patience and your kids' patience. Just try to have everything ready to go as much as possible. Tip number 4, which I know a lot of other coupon YouTubers will not tell you to do this. They will say, pay attention at the register and don't pay what you don't want to pay. That's a good idea if you're by yourself, but when you have kids with you, you're like, don't touch that, be quiet, we're almost done. You don't have time. I mean, sometimes I'm able to pay attention. I like to do self-checkout if possible, but I personally, this is my tip, I will say inspect your receipt at home. Go ahead and pay for it. I mean, if you really absolutely can't, then, don't. But if you can afford the extra money, if there's a mistake, just take your receipt home, inspect it, look through it once you get home. I've tried doing it in the car and the kids are fussing because they want the car to be moving. So best thing to do is just pay for it. You can address any problems at customer service the next time you go. You can call or you can email customer service. I personally like to email because If you guys are like me, I have little kids. The house is not quiet unless they're sleeping. Right now, they are both sleeping. Hallelujah. They're never both sleeping at the same time. So that's a plus. But anyway, I don't like to call because there's always a ruckus in the background. So this is just my personal tip. Inspect your receipt once you get home. You can always correct it. You can always exchange things if you have to. Tip number 5, this is obviously if you have smaller children. If you have older ones, they're going to need to just trail behind you like a mother and her ducklings. But right now I have a toddler and a baby, so use carts that are designed for kids. So those ones that are like a car, which they are a pain in the butt to push around when the car is like in front of your cart. And most of the stores in my area now got these new ones where the car is like kind of just built onto the cart. So where it kind of looks like, I don't know, it looks like a cart. They are so much easier to drive, I must say. And they also have 2 seats, so I can put both of the kids now. My baby's old enough to sit up there, and they loved it last week. I tried that. So if you can, try to use those carts that are for kids. Or when I go shopping at like Walmart and Aldi where they don't have that, I use my baby carrier. My baby is huge, but if I have one less kid to worry about and he's just strapped to me, it works out great. So those are my tips, only if you have smaller children. So tip number 6 is to limit yourself to 1 transaction, maybe 2. I will occasionally do 2 transactions with both kids along, but it is honestly the easiest thing to do is to just pile it all up there, scan it all, pay for it all the one shot. It cuts down on your checkout time. If you're like me, checkout time is the most nerve-wracking time. It's when the kids are just sitting there trying to patiently wait for you to get all your stuff scanned and bagged and paid for. So if you can, just try to just do it all in 1 transaction. That will save you a lot of headache and a lot of time. Now this is another tip that I have not done this yet with my toddler, but I plan on doing this when she gets a little older. Make a game out of finding peelies, blinkies, hang tags, and tear pads. And what I think I want to do with my kids is if they find one, whoever finds it first, now it has to be one that we didn't find the week before, but I will give them like cash in whatever the amount is of the tear pad or coupon, whatever. I'm going to give that to them as like a little reward, a little allowance, and it gives them something to do, keep them busy. It's probably just going to be for older kids though, so maybe you want to try this and let me know how it goes for your kids. Like I said, I've never done this. This is just an idea that I want to do when my kids get a little bit older. So this is the last tip I have for you. Number 8 is to have a reward at home for them for being good at the store. So my toddler knows that if she's good at the store, and this is just what I do, my toddler gets a small little dish of M&Ms, and she can watch a show and drink her water while mommy puts everything away. That is a very big motivator. Now, I'm also a believer in consequences for not doing right. So we also have that to deal with if need be. But this is a very good motivator for my kid. Now you find what works best for you. It might not be screen time. It might not be sweets. Whatever works best. I've heard of some people letting their kids pick something out at the store if they're good. I'm too cheap for that. So you do what you want, but try to have like a reward for them if they're good when you get home. That works great for me right now with my toddler. So those are my tips for you. Obviously, I'm not an expert mom yet. I've only been momming for 2.5 years now. But if you have any tips for couponing with your kids or just shopping with them, please leave them below in the comments below. Please like and subscribe this video if you want to see more couponing topics. I try to do something different every single week. So yeah, and if you have any suggestions for these couponing topic videos, go ahead and leave those in the description box below or in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.